The Nigerian Maritime and Safety Administration and Safety Agency was established by an act of parliament after the merger between Joint Maritime Industrial Council, JOMALIC, and National Maritime Authority in 2007, with two cardinal objectives. What I'm trying to do here is to tell you the directions where we are going, where we know the port we are going or not. So, after establishment, the objective of this agency is to regulate and promote maritime safety, security, marine pollution, and maritime labor. When you talk marine pollution, you are talking of environmental performance, environmental issues, environmental management. And secondly, to promote the development of indigenous commercial shipping in international and coastal shipping trade. So, with these two objectives, we have brought two laws in addition to additional two given to the agency. One is NIMASA Act of 2007, which comes to create the agency as Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency in 2007. The second act is the one that deals with the coastal shipping. That's what we call cabotage law. That one was enacted in 2003. That is before the merger between NMA and JOMALIC. So this is the second law we have to handle. Now, the third law is the issue of the commercial shipping itself, which is called Merchant Shipping Act. The Merchant Shipping Act was also established at the same time of the NIMASA Act in 2007. This is the third law the agency is aligned with the responsibility to implement. Now we have the fourth law, which is the recent law signed by this administration by the incumbent president, which is called Separation of Piracy and Other Maritime-Related Offenses Act 2019. This is our mission, is to achieve and sustain safe, secure shipping, cleaner ocean, and enhance maritime capacity in line with the global best practices towards Nigerian economic development. It is only when you have safe. So that is one, when you look at the one objectives, part of the objective of the agency is safety. That is safe, secure shipping, security, and then cleaner ocean and enhanced maritime capacity. That is marine environment management or marine environment performance with the global best practices. The agency is being supervised by the International Maritime Organization, a body under the United Nations. So whatever the agency is trying to achieve must be in line with the global best practices. That is where we can now achieve the Nigerian's economic development. Now, having seen our mission, our vision, then what is going to drive this mission and vision? There is nothing like human element. And in human element, you must have a value that can enable you drive and achieve the vision and the missions you have. And this is the core value of any human element, that is the staff of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, is expected to have. He must be committed to our vision and mission. He must be accountable. The issue of corruption and other things must be out of his mind. He must be professional. He must have an integrity. And he must be a team player, teamwork. When it comes to the implementation of the mandate of the agency, just like any other government, when the government come in, they will now say, oh, we have 4 agenda, 5 agenda. We have, Eradua government, they have 7-point agenda. So every government, they have their own agenda in terms of what they intend to achieve for the well-being of Nigerians. Now, the agency tried to formulate their own agenda, and that agenda is 3-point agenda, which is SSS agenda. This SSS is what dovetails the mandate of the agency. We try to subsume all the objectives, functions of the agency into SSS, so that each and every staff can remember. If we wake him up from the sleep, he will be able to tell you what the agency intends to achieve or intends to do from time to time. And this SSS, S1 is called maritime security. S2 is maritime safety. S3 is shipping development. Now, the maritime security and maritime safety are straightforward issues. But the shipping development, in terms of developing shipping, there are so many components. You have fleet expansion, you have infrastructural development, you have ship repairs, you have shipbuilding, you have to promote the shipping itself. So that is the S3. While the maritime security is the agenda to ensure stable seas and protected shores. Our seas must be out of any issues that has to do with security. This include piracy, include illegal, unregulated and unreported fishing, act of sabotage in terms of oil pipeline vandalization, the issue of arms proliferation, the issue of drug trafficking, the issue of human trafficking. All we have to understand it under the maritime security. All this shouldn't come through our own waters. From January to December 2020, that was the most serious and dangerous year we received. Reports of attacks, kidnaps, and oil thefts at that time. And what was happening at that time? Average per week, we experienced about 6 attacks per week, which is an average attack of 1 vessel per day. In the whole world, we have never experienced that. And that time, we used to give a contract to what we call secured anchorage area, so that when your vessel comes, we'll go and take shade in the secured anchorage area. And in February 2021, Mr. President directed that secured anchorage area manned by private security outfit should be cancelled, and Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nigerian Navy, should take charge on the issue of the security. Sooner than later, in June 2021, Mr. President now commissioned that Deep Blue project. And what is the result? You can see the result. In 2017, we recorded 43 attacks or incidents. 2018, we had 82. 2019, we had 61. 2020, we had 18. 2021, it went down to 34. And in 2021, by the third quarter of 2021, Nigeria recorded 27 years progress that has never been achieved in drop in piracy. And this became a very, very encouraging report by the international community because they couldn't understand how, why. It takes them longer time to address the issue in Somalia. And who did that? America combined with so many countries. But this is Nigeria. Yes, we have so many underground, non-kinetic approach to the issue. But look at the drop from 81 to 34. Since 1994, we have never recorded this milestone. Ladies and gentlemen, from the first quarter to date, we have never recorded one single accident or incident in our own territorial waters in terms of piracy attack. When you are developing maritime, there are so many segments. The segment of capacity building, the segment of infrastructure, the segment of ship repairs, the segment of shipbuilding. Now, under the shipping development, we have a critical aspect that encompasses fleet expansion. And what is fleet expansion? Nigeria doesn't have ship anymore because no country can strive in the maritime industry without assistance. So the first things we have to do is to see how we can get incentives. Most of the developing countries or developed countries, they develop their maritime through incentives. So we quickly send our request to get two types of incentives. One, monetary incentive. Two, the physical incentive. The physical incentives entails that if you are getting ship, you can be able to get zero duty if you are buying brand new one. While you are buying 1 year, 2-year-old ship, you continue to graduate the cost of duty that you have to pay. At the end of the day, the older the ship, the higher the duty, so that we can get rid of these old rickety bucket ships in our own territorial waters that cause environmental damages from time to time. And that has been granted by this government. For the first time, we receive physical incentive from the government. Now, the second thing, it has to do with monetary incentive. If you intend to buy spare part or you intend to buy ship itself, you have to get the foreign exchange at the prevailing exchange rate of the central bank, instead of you going to the black market, making it very difficult for people to own ship. Now, in addition to the fleet expansion, we are working tirelessly to make sure that we dispose the cabotage vessel financing fund. The current Minister of Transportation just last week inaugurated a committee to move ahead from the selected 11 shortlisted banks that they have interest in disbursing the CBFF. So now the committee has been inaugurated, has been constituted. I believe before the end of the week or next week, that committee will be inaugurated, and they are going to be aligned with the responsibility of selecting the 4 primary lending institutions as provided by the guideline for them to for us to enable us to get those banks that can come and select the successful bidders in terms of disbursement of the cabotage vessel financing fund. Two-thirds of our populations are younger Nigerians between the age of 20 to 25. So we have to send them to school to make use of themselves. And this is the breakdown of that particular program. The program is solely abroad. So that what we intend to do is to make sure that we attract them. You don't have to say you are sending them to Okeren Koko or Oron. We have Oron. We are producing so many willing Nigerians, younger Nigerians that are applying themselves to go. We have Okeren Koko University, Maritime University, Okeren Koko, that they are going also, they are doing that. But Now we introduce a special CPRS development program where we train this younger generation. If we found you worthy with 5 credits in sciences, English, mathematics, and sciences, we now shortlisted you and send you either Greece, UK, India, I think Malaysia, Philippines, and Romania, Egypt. So far, this program, as of 2021, we have sent 2,041 Nigerians for this kind of training.